So as you follow along to this routine, all our sticks that we use are color coded. And if you buy yours off of Amazon or Temu or wherever you buy your tools, if you bought the same ones, they obviously don't come color coded. So I'm just gonna show you and explain which are which, just so that you know. So we don't use these first two because they're too big to use for anything, so you can just set those aside, because in most of my videos, we don't use them. And so you're left with these. So in this order, you can look, and it basically goes in this order from biggest to smallest: green, blue, white, yellow, pink, and black, down to the smallest one. So today I'm going to be using this color palette. For paint color number 1, I'm using Craft Smart Dark Yellow. For paint color number 2, I'm using Deco Art Americana Canyon Orange. For paint color number 3, I'm using Deco Art Americana Honey Brown. For paint color number 4, I'm using Deco Art Americana Calypso Blue. For paint color number 5, I'm using Craft Smart Ocean Breeze. And for paint color number 6, I'm using Craft Smart Multi-Surface Radiant Gold. Okay, so now we're gonna get started on our tea light candle holder. So for the first step, we're gonna take the white twirly, we're gonna use the bigger end with paint color 3. And if you look closely, you can see 4 little marks on your tea light candle holder, and you're gonna put dots right there. So if you look closely, you have like a ridge on your tea light candle holder. You don't wanna put them on the ridge. You wanna put it right past the ridge.
With the largers?
Yes. Okay, once you have those 4 dots, you're gonna go in between each 2 dots, and you're going to place another dot. Okay, once you have those dots, we're going to go in between another time and place another dot in between the gaps. And once you're done with that, we're gonna go in between the gaps one last time. Okay, next step, we're gonna take the white twirly again, the bigger end with paint color 5, and we're gonna put these dots in between but above our other dots all the way around. Okay, next step, we're gonna take the pink stick with paint color number 2. And we're gonna do the same thing that we just did, but we're going to skip a gap. Okay, next step is kind of optional because I don't know how much room you guys have in between these dots, but you're gonna take the pink twirly, the smaller end, with paint color 6, and you're just going to put a small gold dot in between these dots that we did. Okay, next step, we're gonna take the pink twirly with paint color number 1, and we're gonna start with the bigger end, and you're gonna place 1 dot above or below, however you're looking at it, on one of the orange ones. Then you're going to dip the smaller end, and we're going to walk the dots around. Okay, next step, we're gonna take the pink twirly again with paint color 4, and we're gonna do that again. We're going to take the bigger end of the pink twirly for that first dot, then you'll switch to the smaller end, dip in the paint, and walk the dots. Okay, next step, we're gonna take the pink twirly, the smaller end with paint color number 3. And you're gonna start in between the walking dots and you're going to drag up one way, start in the same spot and drag up the other way. Okay, next step, we're gonna take the pink twirly, the bigger end with paint color 6. And what we're going to do is you're going to place one dot kind of where our swoosh was. Then you're gonna place another one above it, but leaving a little gap. And then you're gonna place 2 dots to the side of it like this, so that we get these 4 dots in this diamond shape. Okay, next step, we're gonna take the pink twirly again with the bigger end and paint color 5. So with the bigger end, you're going to place a dot there, and then starting next to it, you're going to drag down towards the top of the other walking the dots.
It's a tough one. The big part, right?
Yes. Okay, next step, we're gonna take the black stick with paint color number 2. And we're gonna put this dot right in between our gaps here. Okay, next step, we're gonna take the pink stick with paint color 4. And we're gonna put these dots right above the dots we just did.
Can you repeat that, dear?
The pink stick with paint color 4. And we're gonna put it right above the smaller ones we just did. Okay, next step, we're gonna take the pink twirly with paint color number 3, and we're going to walk the dots. So the bigger end of the pink twirly for this first dot, then you'll switch to the smaller end and walk the dots around. Three.
You should have brought my reading glasses. It was number 4? Oh, no, number 3. Okay. I was like, it's off.
Okay, next step, we're gonna take the pink twirly again. with paint color 1, and we're gonna walk the dots again. Same thing, just like we did, bigger end for the first dot, and then you'll switch to the smaller end to walk the dots. Okay, next step, we're gonna take the white twirly with paint color 2, and we're gonna walk the dots again. Bigger end for the first dot, and then you'll switch to the smaller end. Okay, next step, we're gonna take the blue twirly with paint color 5, and we're gonna walk the dots again, except you're not going to switch to the smaller end, you're just gonna walk the dots with the bigger end. So bigger end for that first dot, just re-dip the bigger end and walk the dots. Okay, next step, we're gonna take the pink stick and the pink twirly. And we're gonna use paint color 3. And you're going to place a dot in between our walking the dots, and then you're going to use the pink twirly smaller end to make a teardrop.
Small end of this really?
Yes. Okay, next step, we're gonna take the blue twirly, the bigger end, and we're gonna use paint color 6, and we're going to place one dot above our teardrops and then another one above it, leaving space in between, and then 2 dots to the side like this so that we get these 4 dots in like this diamond shape.
What color paint?
6. Okay, next step, we're gonna take the white twirly with paint color 4, and we're gonna use the bigger end. So with the bigger end, you're going to place a dot above our diamond, and then you're gonna switch to the smaller end, and then start next to it and drag down to the top of that walking the dots. Okay, next step, we're going to take the white twirly, smaller end with paint color 2. Oh. We're gonna go on the, we're gonna go on the inside of the swishes we just did, starting next to this walking the dots. You're gonna start there and drag up. Small end. Okay, so now that my tea light candle has dried, I'm going to do some overlapping. I'm using liquid pearls. They don't have the names for the colors, but I'm just using this bronzy color and then like a dark bluish color. So I'm gonna start off with the dark blue. If you don't have any liquid pearls and you don't want any, you can just use regular paint to overlap. So with using the dark blue, I'm going to overlap these orange dots here. And then for the next overlapping step, I'm going to use the dark blue liquid pearls again. And I'm going to use the pink twirly smaller end. I'm going to overlap the teardrops. I'm going to place a dot or a, little bit of the liquid pearl paint. And I'm going to use the smaller end of the pink twirly and just drag it like that. And then for the last overlapping step, I'm going to take my liquid pearls, the bronze color, and I'm going to overlap these dots here. And now we're all done with our tea light candle holder.